Well, that was fun. I feel that I should caveat that with two exceptions. If you like sci-fi, it's a watchable romp. If you like Chris Pratt, it's a watchable romp. If you don't like sci-fi or Chris Pratt, best give it a miss. Right, well, that was easy. Pub? Those are still open, right?
Pub. 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 Pub.
But I suppose we're going to have to talk about something, and I can only pretend to care about Soccer Ball apparently coming home for so long, so the Tomorrow War then. Basically, in the future, monsters have arrived and reduced the human population to 500,000 people, and so the few survivors have basically done some
wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
and come back to the past to ask their mums and dads to turn the lights on and make the monsters go away before they get wiped out. This is not done by abandoning the future, jumping into the past and building up our technology in the time we had before the match kicks off, and we do about as well as Ukraine did in Rome the other day, but instead by drafting random people and sending them with virtually no training to the future to fight a war where the death rate is 70%. Whatever works for you, Tomorrow War. I mean, the film ties itself into knots trying to justify its time travel aspect and avoiding paradoxes and the like, which I sort of understand, but it also led to me asking questions about how this post-apocalyptic society, which is down to its last gasp, seems to have no trouble finding fuel, bullets, guns, etc. The film only mentions people, not supplies being sent through from the past. Also, there seems to have been no serious development in technology in the last 30 years. Fine, whatever, it's your world, you do what you want to do with it. I mean, in a lot of ways it works. Most of the questions I'd written down in my notebook were answered by the end of the film, and it's a fun little allegedly $200 million film which I could see being enjoyed on a Friday or a Saturday night after a beer or two. I mean, just because a competent scriptwriter could completely remove the time travel aspect and just have it set in the apocalypse with humanity having one last desperate hope and not really change much beyond saving a few quid on the CGI budget is neither here nor there. This isn't a deep think piece on the human condition. It's a film where the man shoots the gun and the alien beasties hopefully fall down dead because, of course, our lead is a former Army Special Forces guy because aren't they always? I swear, if my neighbour ever turned out to be an ex-Special Forces guy, I'd just move before his house exploded into my house when I've just got new windows in. But back on point, and the alien nasties are just that. Alien nasties. I mean, we're told that they're so terrifying that no images of them have been sent back to the past because out of sheer terror people would refuse to fight, that they emit a sound more terrifying than the phrase James Corden is the new James Bond and the new Doctor, and as a result will be moving back to the UK with immediate effect. Except the first time we see them, all I could think was, you have got such a lawsuit from the Deep Rising estate that you won't know what hit you. Because all I could see was the monster from that underrated gem, shrunk and somehow given Spider-Man-like agility and the ability to shoot spikes from its tentacles. All in CGI though, so my thrill rating took a bit of a hit because it meant very little interaction between monster and man. Also, they tend to come in massive waves, so the humans never really stood a chance anyway, unless they were the leads of course. I mean, sometimes the action scenes were fun when the film finally did have the odd squad v1 monster battles, but mostly it was just humans, then a wave of monsters, then no more humans, rinse and repeat. Also, our lead, played by Chris Pratt, has the modern hero issue of not having any one-liners, and when they did a cool kill or even getting out of an impossible situation, instead he's just earnest and serious and slightly dull. I can get not wanting to play Star-Lord in every film, but a quip or two wouldn't go amiss. Also, it would have given the human characters a bit of depth, which meant I might have cared for them or even been vaguely interested as to whether or not they lived or died, as the aliens weren't terribly interesting beyond being a world-ending threat. I mean, you could have swapped them out with the zombies from World War Z and I probably wouldn't have noticed. So yeah, that's the Tomorrow War. A cool idea which apparently had a lot of thought going into explaining its concept, timeline and tying up a loose ends, but no time to develop characters, which would have made us care about its impressive but inherently over-reliant on CGI creature-based action scenes, which would have made this slightly more than the enjoyable but ultimately forgettable thrill ride I got. Because, isn't it ironic? But I'll probably have forgotten about this by tomorrow. So, if nothing else is on, check this film out. Otherwise, just don't bother. And what is your favourite film with a time travel aspect? Comment below, let me know. I'm Daniel, been dunking. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe.